people, as you hop on and join me, say hello, sort out my camera. So, welcome. Nice to have you here. If you haven't met me before, I'm Holly. I am so pleased to be joining you on a Friday morning. Hello, Ashley. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're doing okay. As you hop on and join me, tell me where you're joining from. I love to know. And today we are going to be doing, and actually before I go into that, just to say, as usual, I'm live on 2 devices. So if I don't seem to be looking at you, that is why. I'm not being rude. Ashley, you're joining from Indiana, USA. Oh, exciting. I'm actually joining you from the Isle of Wight in the UK. So if you don't know where that is right at the bottom of the UK. And this is what I love about the Insight Timer, is you have people from all over the world. Sam, hello from New York City. Fabulous. Lovely to have you here. Welcome. Hi, Elizabeth from Melbourne, Australia. Gorgeous. I bet it's a bit sunnier than it is here, which is a bit grey and miserable today, if I'm honest. Jackie, gorgeous from Reading in the UK. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're doing okay, hun. So today we are going to be doing a meditation and visualization to release the past. I don't know about the rest of you, but I know my past has often kept me in cycles of playing out the same patterns, viewing myself in a certain way, which has then held me back from perhaps pursuing something I wanted to pursue or doing something I wanted to do. So this is going to be an opportunity to kind of let that go and start to consider, right, if we weren't being... I use that word bungee corded to the past, because, you know, often we can go through this stage where we feel like we're just breaking through and then it pulls us back. So if we didn't have that bungee cord, if we didn't have these labels that we attach to ourselves of, I'm good at this, I'm rubbish at that, I'm this kind of person, I'm not this kind of person, I value this thing and I don't value that thing. If we let all of that go, just for a moment, and just gave ourselves permission to be in that kind of void, empty space, blank sheet of paper space, what would you want to create? And so that's what we're going to be diving into today. I hope that sounds fabulous to you. I know we're already in February, but I don't know about you. January, you know, January doesn't count in the new year, right? January is just kind of like a bonus month where you get to just find your feet again. So February, and from an Ayurvedic point of view, we're in that kind of kapha season, which is where there's still a lot of dormancy. You know, we're in that place where we're still kind of planting the seeds for the year ahead. So I thought this would be a beautiful practice to do together, and I hope that sounds gorgeous to you. I can see on my other device. Hi Tam, hi Louise, hope you're doing okay, lovelies. Hope you're having a gorgeous day. So Rosie from Suffolk, gorgeous to have you here. Hope you're having a gorgeous day. Welcome Audra, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, from Ontario, Canada. Oh, fabulous mix of people today. Gorgeous to have you here. So I invite you to create a little nest, get comfy, do whatever you need to do to settle in. There's no rules here. You don't have to get into some kind of elaborate lotus position. You know, if you want to lay down on your bed or on your couch, just sit in a chair, sit on the floor, lay on the floor, do whatever feels good to you. Because when it comes to meditation, yeah, we try and keep the spine straight. And the reason being that when our spine is, and I don't mean straight as in uncomfortably straight, but kind of erect, then we can feel that energy, right? And, you know, you may want to just play with this with me for a little bit, where if you sit up and your posture's feeling quite aligned, your shoulders are dropped away from your ears, there's this kind of relaxed confidence that happens automatically. Something about our posture just goes on the nervous system. Whereas if we're slumped and we're a little bit like closed down, cocooned in our own shoulders and closing off this heart space, we can feel a little bit defeated and a little bit less empowered. And we can also find that energy is not running through the body as effectively. So I invite you, whatever position you choose, to try and keep that spine straight. So whether that's when you're laying on the floor or you're just sat in a chair. So I'm assuming you've got a nest ready. And I invite you to just gently close your eyes and just bring your awareness to that breath in the belly. Just paying attention to that gentle rise and fall. That happens automatically, no effort required from you. You're not trying to control it, you're not trying to change it. You're not even judging it. You're just becoming curious about what's going on with the breath in this moment. Is it deep or shallow? Is the rhythm fast or slow? Is that rhythm steady? Or creating a melody? None of these labels are good or bad. They just are. And just noticing how each breath is a little bit different from the last. You may feel it more in a certain part of your body. One breath may feel a little bit more strained than another. And let's take a moment to relax into the body, so softening across the brow, around the eyes. Allowing any tension in those muscles to just melt away. Letting go of any tightness in the jaw. allowing those shoulders to drop away from the ears. Allowing that chest and heart space to just open up a little bit more. And letting go of any holding on in the tummy, in the hips, just with your mind and your intention. Coming into that space of knowing you can deeply relax. And you may feel like a sigh wants to move through your body, so feel free to audibly let out a deep breath with a sigh. Noticing how that moves through any further tension that was in the body. Feel free to do that again if it feels like it's needed, taking in a nice deep breath. And I invite you now to bring your awareness to the area of the third eye, middle of the brow. And with each breath you take in, I invite you to imagine on the exhale you're breathing light and energy into this area of the third eye. Activating this space with nothing more than the breath and your intention. No need to change the rhythm of the breath or the depth of the breath. And allow this energy, this light to build in this area with each breath. Feel that getting stronger. More intense. And allow the pressure to build. You may find the rhythm of the breath automatically changes. That's fine. Allow it to do whatever it needs to. Just breathing that light and energy into this space of the third eye. And that pressure is getting stronger now. You can feel that energy building. Till it builds so much that it cannot help but project out a tunnel of light in front of you. And I invite you to imagine that you're starting to walk through this tunnel. You may want to run your hands through the light. Notice how it feels underfoot. Drawing you towards the other end. You feel this pull. And you can see up ahead that there's a door at the other end that you start to walk towards. And I invite you to pay attention to what does the door look like for you? What's it made of? What colour is it? What texture does it have? What kind of handle? And that door becomes clearer as you walk closer and closer towards it. You're nearly upon it now. And I invite you to reach out to the handle and open the door. But don't quite walk through it yet. And as you look through this open doorway, you can see the universe surrounding you, the cosmos. There's stars, there's planets. There's all sorts of figures that you can't quite make out. But you can feel that you're in the middle of the universe. And as you look down from or to your heart space, you notice there's strings of light, golden threads coming from your heart space, attaching you to these figures that you can't quite make out in the cosmos. They're almost orb-shaped spheres. And one of those spheres starts to float towards you. And it reminds you of a crystal ball, but it's glowing. And it comes so close to you that you take this crystal ball in your hands. And as you look into this sphere, this glowing orb, you see a picture, a video play out of something that's happened in your past that's keeping you small. And you may see this video, or you may just know what it is internally. You may just have an inner knowing of what situation this represents. Allow that to come to you now. And you have a choice now as to whether to keep this orb attached to you, or whether in whatever way feels good, you decide to cut that cord or let it go. What feels right for you in this moment? Allow your instinct to take over. Do whatever you need to do with this orb. And if you've decided to keep this orb, then it gently floats away with the string attached. Or perhaps you've let it go in whatever way feels good for you. But you notice another orb starts to float towards you again. And again, this one you catch in your hands and you peer inside. And you begin to know which situation this orb represents. Maybe a past experience, something someone once told you. Allow your intuition to guide you to know what this is. And again, you have that decision to make. Are you ready to let this situation go, and any attachments, any judgments, any beliefs you've picked up from it? Or are you happy to keep it tethered to you? Either way, it's completely your choice. Do whatever feels right for you now. And once you feel like you've made the decision around that orb and it's been dealt with accordingly, another one begins to float towards you. And this is the final one. Again, you catch this one in your hands and become curious about what's inside. What does this one represent? You may have a memory, it may just be a feeling, or words come up for you as you look inside this orb. Maybe something you tell yourself. And again, the decision is yours, whatever you choose to do with this. You can keep it attached to you, you can let it go, you can destroy it if it feels good, or just cut the cord. And as you've made that decision and dealt with it in whatever way feels good for you, one final orb starts to move towards you, but it's a different colour. This one's glowing purple. It has an eerie feel to it, and you feel cautious as you hold it in your hands. And you know this one is the one you haven't been wanting to see. This is the one you've been avoiding looking at, thinking about. You take a breath. You settle yourself. And you feel that bravery and courage wash over you as you look down. What is this thing you've been avoiding? This belief or situation that you've been holding inside, that you've been suppressing, is holding so much weight within you. It may be a feeling, it may be words, it may be a memory, it may be a knowing. Trust whatever comes through. But you know this is the ultimate one. This is the one that's really been keeping you small, weighing you down. And you know that, as before, you have the choice here. You can decide whether to keep carrying this around. Or you can decide to do something different. To let go of the cord. To maybe even destroy it. To decide it's not going to hold you back any longer. And what do you want to do with this final orb? Make that decision now and do whatever feels right for you. It's no one's choice but your own. No one can make this for you. And carry out that action now, whatever it is for you. And now you begin to see that there's other orbs floating out there that aren't attached to you. And as they float by, you begin to see these are dreams, other realities, other circumstances, other situations, desires. Start to notice which ones speak to you. And whether you want to tie a cord around them and bring them closer. Allow them to become part of you and your vision for the future. Again, you may not see it, you may just know it, you may feel it. It may be a state of being, an emotion, an affirmation, or a dream, a goal. a reality that you want to bring into existence. I'll give you some time now to decide which of these you want to tie a cord around and attach to yourself to become part of you and who you're choosing to be from this moment forth. And tie those orbs to you in any way that feels good. And feel free to spend a little time looking at them, noticing how they feel, whether they bring out that feeling of excitement. They might even be a little bit scary. Like, am I allowed to have that? Allow that to sink in. Get excited. Embody those feelings as if they're already playing out, they're already yours. And notice how your state changes. And I invite you now to bring these orbs with you as you close the door in the tunnel and start to walk back towards your third eye, happily carrying these new things back with you from the cosmos, these things you've claimed. These things that are now yours. And coming back into the body now with these orbs. And bringing your awareness to the heart space. You may want to put your hands on your heart or put your hands in prayer pose. And just take a little moment to connect in with that feeling of gratitude, of knowing that these things are now yours. You now get to have them. Maybe saying a little thank you, thank you, thank you, whether that's to the universe, God, your higher self, yourself for making these decisions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Allow that feeling of gratitude to just wash over you, fill up every cell of your being. Enjoy how that feeling feels in your body. That feeling of how lucky am I? And starting to notice now the feeling of the chair, ground, bed, floor beneath you. That feeling of contact. The feeling of the gravity, keeping you connected to earth, grounding you down, keeping you stable, keeping you safe. And as and when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes, coming back into the room, back into this space and time. Oh, so lovely. I would love to know, how's your orbs? What orbs did you leave behind? What did you bring with you? What did you claim? How did that feel for you? Lots of hearts coming across the screen. Thank you so much, lovelies. I really appreciate that. I do. See, the truth is, it gets to be this easy. It gets to be, I say, easy. The only people keeping us attached to our past, our attached conditioning, our attached beliefs about ourselves and who we are and what we're capable of, is us, right? It all falls to us. It's our responsibility. So we get to let that go, and we get to make it easy, and we get to claim something else. Ah, Louise, lovely, so powerful. Let go of the pain and trauma from your past. You cried so hard from past pain, and then you let it go. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Tam, again, emotional, so powerful. Yeah. It's amazing the emotion we still harbour from such, from a long time ago, right? I know for me, when I always do the exercise with you, and it's all childhood stuff a lot of the time, right? Actually, one of them wasn't childhood stuff, but it still amazes me how I've got memories stored in here of things from such a long time ago that actually, if someone else was watching, might think that doesn't seem like a big deal. But for me, there's so much emotion attached to it. So it can feel like such a relief to just decide in that moment, I'm letting it go. Louise, the purple one was fear for the future based on your past. And you let it, well, I'm assuming you let it go. Tam, you feel lighter, but it was easy. It was easier to let go than you imagined. Yeah, amazing. So lovelies. You may want to take some time to journal anything that came up for you. If anything felt a little bit confronting, spend some time working through that, right? One of the questions I come back to, if something feels really triggering to me, is that true? And they say the quality of our life comes down to the quality of questions that we're willing to ask. So coming into those questions of, is that true? Is there another way of seeing that? Those two can be really, really helpful to kind of start shifting through our perspective of things, because there's so many different ways that we can view a situation, right? Rosie, you've lost comments, but hopefully I can see that. It was beautiful. Feel like it helped you let go of some childhood stuff. Realised it's about letting go of things, reducing my self-confidence. Yeah, it's amazing, like how something that can have happened 30 years ago can still be affecting what you're choosing to do with your life now. And I'm lucky enough to have, I've had and continue to have many coaches and teachers and mentors. And especially in my business, I talk about this a lot, but my business, creating a business, sharing my services, creating an abundant business, there was so much stuff I had to work through around, who I thought I was and whether I was capable of that, and am I allowed to do that, and do I have the confidence for that, and all of this rubbish, right, that sits within us. And so these sort of exercises can be just so helpful if we find ourselves in those tailspins. Oh, I'm so grateful for you too, Louise. Beautiful. Oh, what was that? Someone said something about they held on to the past, the last one, because it felt good. Fair enough. I love this. The last one was thrown into the air and blasted away with a shotgun. Ooh, that sounds very cathartic. That reminds me of, those places. I don't know if we've got them in the UK, but I know there's some in America where you can go and just smash things up to let off some steam, let off some anger. It sounds like metaphorically that's what you were doing. I love that. So, I will love you and leave you, wishing you a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend. I look forward to seeing you next week here, same time, Friday. And for life of me, I can't remember what meditation we're doing next week, but I'm sure it'll be beautiful, whatever we do, because it's when we all come together, it's got to be beautiful, right? So have a gorgeous day, sending you so much love. Take care of yourself, don't let the past hold you back, and I look forward to hearing what dreams you decide to create from this. Take care. I will see you soon.